Hello, guys, it's me, just documenting some more interesting facts today. So, the past couple days, as I've documented on Facebook Lives, and um, I've had some issues with it's almost like my starting, I want to say, beginning of December. All of a sudden, my Facebook would just like shut down, and then I literally would see someone rebuilding it right like in real time. I'll go into that later, but I want to go into tonight about the security certificates that I found last night on my computer. As you guys know, I have a really strong gut feeling about things, and when I do, I always listen to it. So last night I got the internal nudge to check the security in my computer. So I did, and I found I had first, so people kind of know my process and how I work. I went in system information, and I had found under applications, I was looking at like everything in the computer. So I had gone down to, oh, there could be even more in here than there were before. Oh, these are backwards. Hold on, let me. All right, let's go up to security. All right. So I don't know. I found it in here. So what I did, I got brought over to this. I was in system information, and what I did is I copied and pasted this to find out there was a bunch of cameras that I didn't know. I only have the FaceTime camera. So I looked in here. I found a bunch of digital cameras that were basically put on my computer. They're like cheap digital cameras. I was able to find some information too about devices that were linked up to my computer, and they were like old school kind of like flip and track phones and stuff like that. So but what I found here when I went into, come on, okay, so I brought everything back down to just a library, and I went into security. So I looked in security, and what I found was this. So I looked up what the UI plugins were, and I find something about Bell Pick Viewer Plugin, CAC Viewer Plugin, PIV. I didn't know what these were. So I Googled Bell Pick Viewer, and I found an article that goes over everything. Where is my article? Oh, come on. No, I can't find it. Oh no, please don't tell me I closed it. No. All right, this is not good. All right, let me go back into Google and type in Bell Pick Viewer. Okay. So I got brought over, and apparently it's the Belgian EID software program, and I'm trying to find the article that I had yesterday, and I cannot believe that it's shut out. Maybe it was closed on purpose. Let me double check. It was over here. Okay, well, anyway, it must have. Damn it. Okay. Oh, it was right here. Okay. Here we go. All right, so I look it up, and I find this article right here about Mac OS X security configuration in Leopard. And I find out here that a Belgium National Identification Card or a Department of Defense Common Access Card, CAC, which both of these are recently put in my computer, And then there's the Japanese government, which is PKI, which I believe was in there also. And so apparently you need those to be able to access the keychain. Here, let me get this. Okay, it says here that users can restrict firewall access to essential network services, such as those needed for DHCP, boot, IPsec, VPNs, and Bonjour. I had basically, they have blocked me from using almost all of my cloud services, and my FaceTime and everything else. The application firewall uses digital signatures to verify the identity of applications. And I guess it says here that they can allow or block access to selected applications on an individual basis. So somebody was actually going into my computer and blocking me from using FaceTime, blocking me from using messaging, blocking me all of my communications with using this method I'm now finding out. So, and also installing a bunch of security certificates on my computer. So last night, everything pretty much went down with my computer. Okay. So, all right. So it's this feature such as parental controls, manage preferences, keychain, and firewall use applications, signing to verify that the applications that are working with are correct, and modified versions. With keychain, the use of signing dramatically reduces the number of keychain dialogues presented to users because the system can validate the integrity of an application that uses keychain. With parental controls and managed preferences, which I also found out my information was on parental controls and managed preferences, the system uses signatures to verify that an application runs unmodified. The application firewall uses signatures to identify and verify the integrity of applications that are granted network access. In the case of parental controls and the firewall, unsigned applications are signed by the system on an ad hoc basis to identify them and verify that they remain unmodified. The smart card unlock of File Vault, I don't feel good today, you guys, and encrypted storage smart cards enable you to carry your digital certificates with you. With Mac OS X, you can use your smart card whenever an authentication dialog is presented. Mac OS X v10.5 has the following 4 token modules to support the robust two-factor authentication. So basically, these were not in my computer before. I never seen these in my, I mean, not that I don't believe that they were there. Here, let me go back to them. And there's a UI server that is hooked up that goes over to a private here, we'll go into that later. There's a private server that they have connected to the UIs. It's a UI server, and it says just private server, private network. I can't get into any of it. So interestingly enough, I go into the Bell pick just to kind of see, like, you know, what it's about. And I find, you know, basic information and okay, fine. But then, interestingly enough, I go into the CAC one and there's all kinds of stuff about blood types, civilian health care, direct care codes, DoD contractor codes, gender codes, non-U.S. agency government strings, organ donor, person identifier type, all kinds of stuff, you know, which is a little bit creepy, you know, I mean, blood type. And you can see here that these were modified December 13th. and then put in on August 17th. So, yeah, that's really weird. Okay, so I find that last night. Then I go into my little snitch, and I always type in .gov, just to do a search and see if there's anything government in there, or .mil, military, and never really found much of anything. Well, today was a little bit different. Yeah. Today I found this one right here, SimAuth.com, has to do with the government. So let me go in and pull that up. Okay, so SimAuth has to do, let's go over. All right, SimAuth. All right, it's digital ID services. And when I type in AIA, which has to do with this, it goes over to the Federal Public Key Infrastructure, which is basically all the federal, keys. And we'll go into that and take a look. How it works with the federal keys. Okay, what is a federal key? All right. Okay, is a network of hundreds of certification authorities that issue PIV credentials and person identity certificates. Let's take a look at, I can't, it doesn't come up. Okay. All right, so yeah, I'm taking a look at this really quick. But basically it has to do with federal agencies. So I shouldn't, I had looked these up before, and I did not have the security certificate on my information. Then, all right, now you'll see first activity was 1 day ago. Then I go and I see DISA.mil, and that was also put on at the same time. And we can go into DISA. Okay, DISA.mil, and it won't let me go into their website. Big shock. Because from there I can find out what they're researching and what they're doing. So we'll go over to Wiki and find out about them. So DISA is the Defense Information System Agency. It's with the Department of Defense Combat Support. As you guys can read here, it's composed of military, federal, civilians, and contractors, which is the person that said it was going to ruin my life, and he has certainly done it. Services are command and control systems that provide the U.S. military commander and information. Okay, sorry. I'm going over this like with you guys now. So, all right. So they're in charge of satellite communications, very high frequency. All right. So, yeah. All right. Pegasus is a multinationally developed, managed, and resource collection of networks and services sharing amongst the Five Eyes national classified secret level networks. Fantastic. Okay. So they do contracting, computing, yeah, network services. So basically it is a lot of surveillance there. Okay. So then we'll go into gpo.gov, and GPO, I looked these up. This right here is the patent office, and they also at the same time put this on last night. And the patent office has to do with the death pool betting. And if you listen to Abel Danger, he goes into how they use how lawyers use patented items and under like the government to test on somebody, and ultimately it has to do with death pool betting because they try to kill the person usually. We'll go into that a little bit later, but that was fascinating. I covered that before. So then we'll go into gpo.gov, and gpo.gov is the government publishing office and how to work with us, who we are. Let's see what their mission, vision, and goals are. Okay. So apparently they producing, preserving, and distributing official government publications and information products for congressional, federal agencies, and the American public. What we do, so they cover digital and print formats. Yeah, this, okay. So they're on there. Okay, so AIA, again, what does AIA stand for? All right. I know this is not architects. Okay. Aerospace Industries Association? Possibly. I'll have to look a little bit more into that. Who knows? All right, let's go into FTI.org. Okay. FTI.org. Okay, Foundation for Trusted Identity. So I guess that is more identity. Let's see who they work with. Does it say? Programs. All right, so they just distribute certificates, but that was also done at the same time. And then strac.org. Actually, hold on. Okay, Strac. Okay. Entrust, and then there's Carillion. Okay, and then we have Boeing that was put on last night. Raytheon was put on last night. Carillion Federal Servers was put on last night. VeriSign, AIA yet again. It might be the aerospace. Orc.com, Transped.ro, Romania. Safe Biopharma was put on again last night. And eVincible, fpki.gov. And let's check that again. FPKI. Oh, the Federal Public Key Infrastructure. So they were also on there. Okay. Also one day, Entrust.net, and that was also put on last night. Another one with GoDaddy. And I wonder if that's CAC, CAC certs. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so all these were more Amazon. But I mean, you can see Raytheon, Boeing were all put on. All the new government certificates were put on. Biopharmacy right here. And then if you look up safebiopharma.org, which we will look up right now, their members are all of these companies here, all of these pharmaceutical companies and insurance companies. So I can imagine that there's probably a medical testing thing that they're doing. I really am not feeling well. Neither's Manolo, so I don't know. Yeah, very interesting. So as I speak out more, now I'm having all of these issues. Let me see if there's anything else that I wanted to go over. Okay, I looked up UI plugins. And what's interesting too is I had a friend around the same time that found this kind of stuff on his computer. I talked to him on a regular basis. I didn't think to look in mine, but it was around this time in August. And it was done by someone who was probably jealous that I was talking to him every day. So, yeah, so let's see. Okay, so, yeah, so right here. So I guess someone, I'm not entirely sure if they would have to have physical access to my computer, but I noticed that on nights that if I forget to put the camera on, I will wake up with my computer completely reconfigured. They just did something now recently in the past, I don't know, month or so, where they turn everything in my computer into apps. And then I find out that how they have all of this under strings, apparently, from what I had researched a little bit, that strings can be hidden within applications. So, yeah, like I can't open any of them because it'll tell me that the strings file can't be opened because I don't have the right thing. Yeah, so let's open the P list and find out. Yeah, nothing really in the P list. So, but yeah, hey, targeted individuals, get in your computers, okay? Like just, start searching everything. If you don't know what something is, just copy, paste it, and Google it and learn, man. And if you find that you're reading things and you're not absorbing the information, hit it up in YouTube. Go on YouTube and watch it. Yeah, so I guess I am on the chopping block yet again. Because nothing's happening to me, and I get told all the time that nothing is happening, and I'm imagining everything. Yet I'm like, I'm completely isolated, and all my communications are strictly monitored and filtered. I also found out too that with the messenger. Here, let's go into Messenger. Okay, you can look up Messenger, and there's an unknown certificate on my Google completely. And apparently there have been 9 denied connections. So I wonder if that's 9 people that actually try to get a hold of me. I don't know. Um, or 9 messages from like friends that would have been helpful. I know that they have my YouTube page completely taken over. Basically everything that I have is completely taken over. Like, this is what my little snitch looks like. Look how ridiculous this is. All of it. I mean, this is insane. Okay, that's just the United States. Apparently, I'm in South Dakota and in Kansas, and they have one of those over in California, and I believe in New York too. But then it even goes down to South America, and then over to, this is Europe. This is all my fans in Europe. Oh, and then I had, this is what I want to go over too. Apparently, I have government offices in India too, and I guess GEM is some kind of government marketplace. And then I have uh, the Indian. This is like the Indian Department of Defense. Yeah. So that, once again, unknown signature. I know that the person who put me in this program, who's obsessed with me, and he was trying to force me to have a baby with him and all kinds of marry him, and was severely abusive to me, and people have heard the tapes. He has a cohort that is well known in the universities, who's an Indian guy from India who teaches all about computer security and networking and all the complicated things that are being done to me right now to make sure that I am held hostage in an electronic, concentration camp. So, yeah, it's fantastic what a bunch of people who were not even born here naturally have infiltrated our country and taken everything over. And someone who's naturally born can't get help because, these people unfortunately got jobs with the government. All right, and then we have our Australia Connects, we have our Russia, Asia. The most interesting one is everything is going back to the Mormon Church. And let's take a look. All right. Where is Mesa? Okay, so this location in Mesa has been coming up, and they switch between two different Mormon churches in Mesa. And when I do the IP search right here, they're controlling my mail, and iCloud and everything. But look what we got. We got the LDS church. Then it'll switch over and it'll go over to the LDS church down the street. I have documented this publicly also. Oh, where the hell are you? Okay, so they're controlling my security upload, commerce, RTC reporting, mail, app store, and deleted. So it's good to know. I have to find that other church. Where are you? I remember it was across town down here. Oh, come on. I remember it wasn't too far away that we could take a picture, and it was like, I'll find it, but it was around this area of Mesa. But I've had the Mormons involved in all this too. I mean, it's just insane. I've had almost every faction of this nonsense involved in all of this. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna go. This has gone on long enough. So, all right, guys. I will talk to you later. Bye.